aka to GT, and we're back again. You see the beard, it's growing back, hasn't it? What are we talking about, guys? We are talking about success stories. And you know what success stories have in common? They always have a starting point. They always have a beginning, an intro. You know, it's not gonna happen. You start selling cars, all of a sudden you have a Lambo, you know, you hit the jackpot, you have $1 million house. It's not gonna happen. You know, it has to start from the ground and work its way up to the sky. Success stories. So don't be too hard on yourself. You know, obviously we have to grind it out. We have to, you know, put our heads down. You know, we can't mess about. We have to try and do what we have to do. But at the same time, don't be too hard on yourself. It happens. You buy a car, it wasn't great. You've lost money out of it. So what? Go harder next time. You know, it's not the end of the road. You're still in the same position. You're not a millionaire. You don't have a Lambo. You don't have a $1 million house. You're still in the same predicament. Yeah, you might have made some wins here and there, some profit here and there, but you're still in the same. You're still in the same situation. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like you've gained everything and you've lost it completely. No, you know you have to take it, you know, with a pinch of salt. It is what it is. And with me, I'm very ambitious, and when I started this car hustle, this flipping car game, you know, I just call it repackaging, really, because that's what we're doing. We're just repackaging, you know. Think of it as a parcel. You have a parcel, it has some tears, you know, it's the packaging, it's got some tears, it looks like it's been damaged slightly. You just want to fix up that package and give it to someone else. That's what this game is about. I'm not really a mechanic, but I'll probably know someone that can get me a new box. A car might need a new bumper. A car might need a new exhaust. A car might need something. So I take it from A to B, fix it up, and then I put it back out there. You know, that's how you have to see this game, you know. It's repackaging. You're flipping cars, you're repackaging it, you're increasing the value of the package, and you're selling it on to someone else that needs it, that wants it, that acquires it. And this is what this game is all about. It's repackaging. Don't be too hard on yourself. You know, and I've been very, very hard on myself. You know, I put too much pressure on myself. I'm so hard. I'm so difficult with myself sometimes, and I have to remember that I'm still at the bottom, you know, and there's no such thing as a get rich scheme. You know, I'm gonna sell 10 cars and then I'm gonna sell it for this much money, and if I keep doing this for the rest of the year, then I'll be a millionaire at the end of the year. It's not gonna happen. It's not. Don't get me wrong, it can happen if you have the right investors, the right money behind it, but it's not gonna happen in an ideal situation. It's not gonna happen. Don't be too hard on yourself. And recently I've just been, you know, and that's what we do if you're ambitious, especially when you're in a good role. You know, you're in a good role. All the car you've touched, every deal has been great, and you're like, yeah. You start, you know, you get excited. Everyone's been through that stage when they get a little bit emotional, a bit excited. My flamboyant friends will say, they get too excited. They start doing the calculations, the math. So if I sell this much, and I make 500 profit on then I'll make 10,000. And if I do this and then do this, I'll make 20,000. And you know, and then you get excited, and all of a sudden you got big figures, and then something goes wrong, and you're like, oh damn it, it's not gonna happen. You know, it's gonna be a flop. You know, everything's gone wrong, and then you do another deal, and then it's like, oh my gosh, the same things happened. I'm a complete disaster. I knew it was like a fluke. I knew this was too good to be true. I knew that these things don't happen to people like me. I'm not destined for success. I'm not destined for riches. And then you settle for second best. Don't be too hard on yourself. And you know, one of my mentors that I've been listening to a lot, Grant Cardone, Uncle G. For those of you who know Uncle G, Grant Cardone, look, in terms of, you know, obviously he does a lot of stuff in terms of sales, etc. You know, he sells his training packages or whatever, but in terms of his, just the way he sees things and articulates money and what really happens behind the scenes in terms of how business is made, how the bank operates, etc., he's spot on, and he just changes your outlook on how you see things, how you view processes. And that's another thing that's very underlooked in a lot of businesses and in a lot of when people are trying to acquire wealth, is people don't fail to study processes. And you have to study the process of acquiring wealth, not just how to get money, not just what you have to do, but the whole process, you know, that binds everything together. So again, I don't want to leave this video, I don't want to let it go for too long, but I just want to mainly say that, you know, you're at the bottom. You know, I don't care if you're from a middle class, you know, family, or if you're completely broke or you're okay, and you are at the bottom right now. You ain't got no private jet, you ain't got no $1 million house money to pay up front cash. You're at the bottom. No excuses, you're at the bottom. I'm not saying we're all in the same boat. Of course, it might be easier for some than others, especially those who have good credit, especially those who have some savings, etc. But you're at the bottom. And when you're at the bottom, because there's big players in this game. There are big people in this game. There's people that have no budgets. Like, I've been going to auctions, and there's some people literally, you're like, this guy's buying everything here. Like, what? Like, there's people that literally have no budgets. They're just lifting their arm up at anything. It's like, yep. Range Rover, 50,000. Yep. I'll get this one on as well, 60,000. Oh, I'll get this one, 50,000. Oh, and there's just no budget. Just and it becomes even a new dance. Like, it's just ridiculous. So some people just ridiculous. They're just on another level. And this is what I'm saying. You're still at the bottom, and you want to critique yourself and be so hard like you've made it and you lost. What would you rather have? Not have much and take a couple of L's and keep grinding, or would you rather have everything and then lose it all? I know what I will have. I'd rather have the former. Not have much, work my way up, things happen, I have nothing to lose. I don't have that right now. I'm seeking that life, I'm seeking that position, but I don't have it right now. So the only way I can see how things are is I'm already down, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to lose. Anyone can get money, get a job. Anyone can get little money here and there. Anyone can get a job, you know, save up some money, go on a holiday. Anyone can do that. But when you're dealing with certain individuals that don't have budgets, you know, do you know what it is to not have a budget? Like, I was watching one Michael Jackson documentary when he walked into a store and he didn't even have a budget. He was just like, yep. And I was just like, wow, no budget. What would you do in that situation? And I'll end the video by saying this. I listen to a motivational speaker sometimes called Eric Thomas. I think that's his name, you know. And he talked about how he's not really fascinated by, obviously I'm paraphrasing, he's not really fascinated by being rich, so to speak, in terms of, yeah, I'm a millionaire, or whatever, but he's always been fascinated with the idea of having options. He said he wants to be in a position where he can go into the dealership, he can see a let's say he can see a Ford Focus or Ford Fiesta, and he can say, that looks nice. And then he can also see a Range Rover, and although he thinks that the Range Rover will be too big for him, but he wants to at least have the option to say, look, I can afford that Range Rover if I want it. And that's the position that you need to be in. That's the position you need to try and get yourself involved in. That's the position that we need to aspire to be in. The position where you have options. You have the option of buying either a KA or a GT. You have the option of buying a Mazda MX-5 or a Lamborghini. You want to create options for yourself. To dine in a fast food dirty diner or dine in a 5-star restaurant. Stay in the bed and breakfast with leftovers being served in the morning, or staying in at a Marriott or Hilton. You want to try and have the option of either sending your child to public school or private school. Even when I'm talking, it's different now, because you want to create options for not just you, because we're not selfish here, but others, including your family, including your friends, and including young, hungry individuals that are searching for success, like-minded folks. KA to GT. Don't be too hard on yourself.